Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner. Welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we're in San Francisco at the Sales 2.0 conference with the pleasure of speaking with Marianne Vanella. She's the founder and CEO of the Vanella Group.
Yeah, thanks, Gerhard. It's great to be here.
Share with us what is the biggest issue that you're seeing with companies that you're dealing with at this point.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I've had this company now for 16 years and we work exclusively with enterprise tech companies, and doing sales development for them, we're exposed very deeply to their sales teams and what they're doing and what they're working on. And one of the biggest challenges companies have is identifying buy cycles early enough so that they can engage and keep them in the pipeline, right, and then manage those through the whole process. I mean, some of them have these sales cycles that last from 6, 12, 18 months or longer. And how do they keep that sticky relationship through that whole time, right, till they close it?
Right. So you say sticky relationship. How do you get results in that environment?
It's really interesting. We're known for cold calling, so that's what we do.
Right.
And it's a term that I see all this stuff out there like cold calling's dead and the end of the cold call and all that. And I mean, bad calling has always been dead.
Right.
And one of the things that happens a lot of times is companies put their worst people on the front line. They put very junior, inexperienced people to talk with the stakeholders in, right, large deals. Right. And so that's why it doesn't work.
It's a mismatch.
Yeah.
Right.
So like do you call people you don't know?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Right. So, and it's not weird.
Right.
It's a peer thing. You call people, right?
Right.
So when you have that peer level relationship with and that ability to talk to people like, right, that, you call them and they talk to you. So, exactly, every year or two, the DMA, they do a study and they release what are the top performing activities you can do in marketing. And calling and telemarketing is always at the top. So that's what gets the highest result. Right. So we always outperform that about 5 times. And that's just because we have very senior level people on the, right, front lines. We're not engaging like a call center or really junior people. Right. So the model has been to flip it and put who you would have as your most fluent. And if you think about it, so I wanted to bring up your keynote yesterday, because you were mentioning a lot about just kind of the mental condition of people, right?
Yeah.
And they're not engaged. They're not doing anything to develop themselves.
Right.
And so when you're putting that kind of person on the front lines that can't engage at a peer level with an executive, that isn't able to real-time map what they're saying to something meaningful, to not be able to say, okay, I'm talking to a pharmaceutical company, I need to talk about this, or now I'm talking to a tech manufacturer, I need to talk, right, about that. Right. So that's a really specific skill set, and that's actually a very sophisticated skill set because you have to do that by not seeing them.
Right.
Right. So that's what we do is we call them and find.
What about social selling? There's a lot of literature out there that said don't cold call, social call, and social selling gets, mm-hmm, you to where you want to be.
One of the things that companies don't get is you don't have to be a power user of social media to apply social selling skills. And the skills really and the mindset behind it, that's not new. That's something that people have been doing, right, for decades, and that's really just understanding your prospect. So in the past, you would go into their office and you'd sit down and look around and you get to know them and you talk to them and you assess what's going on. So, right, you're kind of running this constant scan of what's going, right, on in their office and their body language and what they're doing, and then you're forming your next steps around that. So it's just moving that into a virtual environment.
Right. Right.
So the thing that happens though is a lot of people have a hard time doing that, or they skip that part and they think, well, I'll spend the time researching them if there's something going on in there. So they're missing the face-to-face component, and then they skip the virtual component, and then they engage with someone with a really limited perspective of who they are, where the buyer, on the other hand, has done a ton of research on you. 75% of deals are lost that are in the pipeline.
Right.
And that's really from mismanaging the relationship.
Right.
And, companies have, they've bought marketing automation and they think it's automating their marketing, right, sometimes, but it doesn't automate your marketing, it automates what you tell it to automate. So you have
Exactly.
to build the
Yeah.
automation, and it's not going to do the selling for you. So you have to learn, especially in an enterprise sale, you have to learn how to read between the lines. You have to understand what their behavior is telling you, so that you have a human involved at the right time.
You have to integrate everything.
Yeah.
We're running out of time. Thank you so much. Where can people go to learn more?
They can go to our website, so it's vanellagroup.com, so VANELLA group.com. And we're on Twitter and all the LinkedIn and all the social channels. You can find us too.
Well, thank you so
great.
much.
Thanks, Gerhard. Thanks.